Right, so channel of light fluid. Yes, it's time to go back on our distant travels. We are about to rejoin the Firefly and run things up to the end of the current build. So, let's see what's happening with Axel. Eventually you drift off to sleep. A deep sleep, relaxing. A good ending to a good day. Resting. Pretending to be happy and safe. Satisfied after a day of being fed lies. You wake up suddenly. It's the voice again, the Spectre. Trapped in a cage, between two worlds. No escape, no safety. You get out of bed and start putting your clothes on. Even if you know what it is, you'd rather not be alone right now. You think them your friends, but they are little else than bloodthirsty beasts, waiting for the chance to strike and devour you. There will be nothing left but bones and lost dreams. You dream of flying in space and exploring another world on wings, wings that are not yours. I will catch you and break those wings. You will never fly. Instead, you will fall. Fall into a pit of despair and darkness. The endless dark, that will be your grave. The endless void of space. With no color and no future. But that does not scare you, does it? You, who had no future to look forward to begin with. Become nourishment for the beasts that have led you to destruction. At least then, you will be useful. And in that way, at least someone will want you. That's not true. Mike likes me. Do you truly believe that? Right? A man filled with sorrows and loss has nothing to hide other than a dark past. You are nothing but another soul to add to the stream of lost souls he has built his legacy upon. This thing sounds like it's talking right out of a fantasy book. I guess that really is how my brain works. As you exit your room, you spot Rex making his way towards your room through the corridor. Are you alright? It's a little uncomfortable. Is there a way to make it stop? Will you be alright to stay by yourself for a little bit? I was going to find someone. Honestly, I'd rather not be alone. Wait here, if you can. I'll be back in a little bit. You should stay safe here. This one is different than the ones I've experienced. I'm going to find Mike. Rex. Did it just say your name? Do you hear the same thing? When you were a boy, you dreamt of the stars. And what do you have now? You were told the sky was the limit, to not reach further. Yet you did. And what did you and the others bring back? Death and destruction. Nothing else. Don't focus on it, Axel. I'll try. You thought yourself an adventurer, charting unknown lands and bringing in the future. In reality, you're nothing more than a virus, spreading your disease across the universe.
Rex is visibly shaken.
Your world died, and the stars you reached for just watched. Did the stars weep for your world as its shine faded?
No.
Can you feel the grasp of death that you tried to push upon others? The tight feeling constricting around your neck, crushing your air pipe as your dreams fizzle out like that last breath of air.
This can't happen again. I'll make sure we take you back to Earth. The fool has brought you here for nothing but death. And if we bring you to Arctos, he'll be bringing death back to Earth as well. I will fill these corridors with scarlet paintings for I let that happen.
Scarlet paintings? Blood?
There's a look in Rex's eyes that you don't recognize. It's almost as if he's in a frenzy. I should get away. At least for now. I'll be alright. I should go find Max. He's in a little shaken last time. I will come find you afterwards. Stay safe.
Are you too, Rex?
As Rex makes his way towards the elevator, you move down the corridor.
What starts a war? People? Dreams of glory and exploration? No, it is conquest. You take from others. You do not make it yourself. And that is your legacy. An atrocity paid for in the blood of the innocent. Remember, O adventurer, it is not the war itself, but rather who is behind it.
I should call Mike and tell him that something's wrong with Rex. Rex might be trying to do something to him. As you run a little further down the corridor and Rex is out of sight, you ring up your wristband and call the commander. It rings for half a minute, but there's no response. He could be in trouble.
Something doesn't feel right.
There's an anxious feeling you can't quite shake.
Maybe I should go find him. He could be in trouble.
With that thought, there's not any time to consider and think things through further. You can almost feel the adrenaline start moving through your body as you start taking steps towards the captain's quarters. Your brain almost blanks as you keep running. As you round the corner towards the corridor where his room is, you spot Mike and Rex. Mike is standing in front of Rex, blocking his way. Rex has his back towards you and is slowly moving in towards Mike.
Mike, you and Charles have basically killed him already, with promises of honor and adventure you can never keep. There's only pain in this future. Atone for your sins and I'll take him back home. He shouldn't be trapped here, being led to his death by us.
Calm down. We'll turn around if he needs to. He's not trapped here. Let's talk to him together, all right?
He's blinded by your promises of adventure. It's unfair. We can't drag another world down because of our mistakes.
We won't bring him to Arctos. We'll get him to a world nearby and get everything set up. Then he'll be back safe at home.
That's the trap. That's where he'll meet his end.
Then I'll get on the shuttle myself and bring him home.
Lies, lies, and more lies. I'm sick of it.
I've never lied to you, Rex.
Have you not? You said you'd do everything you could to end the pain on Arctos. Yet here you are, trying to spread it to another world.
Rex, I would never do that.
You asked me, shortly after I joined your crew, what the worst that ever happened to me was.
I did. You didn't have an answer at the time.
I've figured it out now. There's no one event, not even the end of my world. It's a culmination of all the past few years. Things getting worse and worse. More death and more pain all around me, and no way to stop it. No matter how much I tried.
Eventually, things broke.
I know, Rex, I know. There's too much pain. I'll never stop trying to help people, and our world.
Have you considered what would happen if Axel got stuck up here? Never able to return home. Do you not think Earth would retaliate?
I'm looking to keep him safe as much as you are. I'm looking to keep everyone on the Firefly safe. That's why I need you to calm down.
At this point, you notice that Rex is holding something.
Let's talk this out and make a plan together, alright?
Don't you get tired listening to those thoughts in your head? Those lofty ideals? It's time to just accept our world has ended, Mike. Let's go down together. The others will take Axel home.
You know I can't do that, and you shouldn't. We can still change the world.
I had days where I was too tired to get out of bed, but too exhausted to end myself. Otherwise, I'd have ended myself a long time ago.
And yet, you haven't. Don't let today break you either.
You sound like the preachers, Mike. How can I believe in heaven when I've seen both hell and space? I've seen that which lies beyond heaven. The endless stars that even the goddess cannot change, and the pain they've caused. If the goddess exists, why does she allow this kind of evil to continue to exist?
Rex, what's happened to you isn't something that should happen to anyone. We'll make sure it doesn't happen to anyone else.
Rex continues, as if he can't hear what anyone else is saying. And then there's you. Everyone seems to think you're their daddy and you're no better. You can't fix everyone's problems. You just end up breaking more people and hurting everyone else in your selfish desire to fix things that cannot be fixed. Arctos reach for perfection, but perfection is never meant to be reached. That's why the concept of so-called perfection exists. Instead, we're left with the broken pieces of our attempt. When will you stop trying to piece them back together? No, I will paint these halls in crimson if I have to. Before Mike can respond, Rex rushes towards him and lunges towards his side. Mike lets out a roar of pain. They tumble to the floor in a struggle. Before you can think about it properly, you're on your way towards them. However, it seems to be over in seconds, and just as you reach them, Mike throws Rex off him. Rex lands on the floor with a thud. Hey, hurt. What can I do?
Slow down. Be calm.
He says that, but he's sounding stressed as ever. There's a red stain on his shirt, right at his side, growing larger by the second.
I'm just going to put some pressure on here.
He puts his hand to his side.
Help me flip him over.
He moves to flip Rex over to his back. You move over and help him slowly move Rex over. Rex's eyes are open. He's crying.
Rex.
There's all the blood on Rex's clothes.
It's alright. I got you.
Mike maneuvers around and gets Rex's head in his lap and leans himself against the wall. I've done something horrible, haven't I? His voice is shaking. I didn't mean to. The memories, they... I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Don't hate me. I never wanted to do anything like this. I got you, Rex. It's not looking too bright from here on out, Rex. What? I don't want to be alone. Axel is here. We'll be here with you to the end. Don't worry. Axel, I'm so sorry. I'll explain to him. Don't worry, Rex. Mike looks at you. There are tears flowing down his eyes as well. It's like he's trying to tell you that things are alright without saying it out loud.
You'll know it wasn't really you, Rex.
I think I understand. I'm sorry, Rex. This probably happened because of me, didn't it? There's no response. Rex seems to have passed out. No, don't think that. Some people carry a lot of weight, and with that, something like the Spectre can have a devastating effect. In Rex's case, more than most. I don't know exactly what caused this, but I'll find out. No matter what. There is a pause. This is my fault. He closes Rex's eyes with his free hand. I put both him and you in danger. Let's discuss this when we've gotten him somewhere better to rest. He was right on a lot of things. If you need to go home, I'll get you home right away. Just say the word. Okay, I'll think about it. Thank you. You stand there in silence for a minute as Mike looks at Rex. Eventually, he slowly puts Rex down and uses the wall for support to stand up. You walk up to him and put his free arm over your shoulder and support him. We need to get up to navigation deck or engineering and get Charles out. Rex managed to somehow close the door to the medbay before getting here. Thanks, Axel, and I'm sorry. I'll be honest and say I never expected something like this. I'm scared. But I don't think he was right. If you have something to fight for, it's not a bad thing to ask for help. And I don't feel like I want to return home. Honestly, I don't have all that much at home. And the chance to change the world, your world, it's... You're a good man. You'll definitely manage to change the world. You sure that's not just your blood loss talking? Well, it might be. This reminds me of that last night in Broadtown. The cabin? You got drunk on fire wine and Mike helped you hold steady and get you indoors. This time, I'm the unsteady one. No fire wine, however. You make your way to the elevator. In less than a minute, you make it to the navigation deck. Mike makes his way to one of the panels, and a few seconds later you can hear Charles's voice. Before long, Charles is there, and after he applies a quick bandage to Mike's side, you help him move Mike to the medbay. Geralt's already there when you arrive. After making sure everyone's going to be alright, he escorts you back to your room. The next few days are colourless. It's as if everyone's mood is down. Even Max is less active than usual. Bruce and even Geralt try to make some conversation with you, but it feels stale regardless what anyone does. You have the same experience, trying to talk to others. Perhaps it's just one of those things that will pass, eventually. Nothing lasts forever, after all. You spend most of the time in your room, focusing on setting up the server and router you'll be managing soon enough. And then, in the evening, a couple of days later, you get a phone call. It's an unfamiliar sound, even though it hasn't been that long since you left Earth. You pick the phone up. Axel speaking. Hi, it's been a while. Just checking in, how are you doing? I'm alright. You sound a little down. Are you feeling homesick yet? I miss everyone. I don't really feel homesick. I can't tell her that, can I? But maybe I should. What's there to lose? I miss everyone. I don't really feel homesick. It's weird. Something difficult happened. I don't quite know how to react. Oh, I'm sorry. Maybe their reaction is fine? How could it be? I think it's alright to just take it slow and take your time in processing things. Oh, thanks, Julia. I don't really feel like talking right now, if that's alright. Call me if you need to talk, alright? I will. Good night, Axel. Good night, Julia. You hang up the phone and keep working on the router configuration. Just wait and let it process? Easier said than done. That reminds you, she gave you a gift before you left Earth. Maybe now is a good time to open it? You unpack the wrapped package slowly, taking your time. It's a photograph. You can't quite explain it, but definitely makes you feel more at home. Like things are more alright. After a little while, there's a soft knock on your door. You open the door and there's Mike. Can I come in? Be my guest. Literally? You can't help but almost laugh. That's an entrance. Are you feeling better? All patched up. Charles works fast. How are you so calm about everything? Honestly, I'm not. My insides are screaming and my heart is crying. But if I let it get to me, I'll end up in despair. I don't think that would help anyone. He sits down on your bed. How are you doing? I'm alright. Really? After all that? Everyone reacts differently after something traumatic. If you want to talk, I'll listen. But if you're really fine, then that's alright as well. At the question, it's like the floodgates break. The tension is released and you can feel that feeling you're carrying in your stomach drop. It's like a lot of tension just released and a nervous feeling all at once. No, not really. It's like I don't really still process what happened. 1 second, Rex was really interested and I was getting to know him. The next, he's off the rails trying to kill you to get me home, even though I never asked him to. That wasn't really Rex. I think I get that, but it's surreal. Desperation makes people do strange things, and then there was the Spectre. I've asked John to set up a system to scan for them. He should have it up in a day or two at most. It's not like I actually knew Rex. He's quiet and listens as you talk. But he made an effort to get to know me. That's more than most people back home would do. And he shared his own struggles, so it was easy to relate. I really don't know how to process it. It's like I just want to run away from the feeling. Well, that's not a bad idea. You can always run from your problems, you know. You give him a look that questions everything he just said. That doesn't make you a bad person. Or weak. Most things you can face all alone or with friends and get through it. But some things aren't that easy. Some things are too heavy to bear, no matter what you do, and they won't go away. I think it's okay to run away from that feeling, hide, and recover. You shouldn't judge yourself. When I first swapped from teaching, a new world opened up. With that, I used to work so much that whenever I took time off, I'd feel restless. I forgot how to relax and run away. Would you like to run away with me, just for a moment? You're going to have to expand on that. Not that you can run away on a spaceship. Why not? Let's run away for a bit. Fuck it, why not try? So how do we run away? Let's see. Back on Arctos, when I was younger, I'd run away from my studies and everything and sneak away to a nearby lake at night with a friend. We'd skinny dip. It was something to break the flow. Something you shouldn't do, but it was still refreshing. Wanna go skinny dipping with me? Does he realise what that implies? Doesn't look like it. Then again, why not? How do we even...
Well, let's head down to the extra cargo hold.
Is this a wait-and-see kind of thing, or should I ask what the plan is?
Well, I think you'll get it as soon as you see it.
You close down your computer and follow Mike out of the room. He leads you down a corridor you've never been down. Eventually you reach a door that he unlocks with his wristband. The room you arrive in seems like a large empty cargo space, except it's set up to look somewhat like a shooting range.
Well, give me a few minutes and I'll get everything ready.
You wait and watch as he starts putting away things from the shooting range, slowly creating a large empty space. He pushes a few buttons and changes the lighting in the room.
Alright, and then the final touch.
He goes back to the entrance and works for a minute with the display behind you.
All done. You see that line?
He points towards a mark on the floor.
Past that and you'll be floating. It'll feel like water.
That's actually pretty cool. That's new.
Still up for a dip?
Yeah. With that, he starts undressing. You turn your head away, suddenly feeling shy. Before you know it, he's already moved past the mark on the floor and seems to be swimming in the air. Here goes nothing. You undress and step over the line.
So, is this anything like skinny dipping?
It really does feel like water. There's even some resistance.
Or is this my little oasis?
It looks to be in thought for a little bit.
I never use it like this, though. I don't think anyone ever has. I usually come here to do target practice.
That explains the targets. I'd like to try that sometime.
It's not as good as the real shooting range, but I could show you how to use it sometime if you'd like.
As he says that, he swims up behind you and grabs your leg, pulling you downwards. You're not ready and get pulled downwards. For a second it feels like you're falling downwards and let out a yell. And then you're floating again.
Oh?
You proceed to try and catch him to do the same to him. Turns out he's slippery. What ensues is a game of back and forth, him tossing you in some direction, you trying to get back at him. Eventually you finally manage to catch him. Before you can push him away in any direction, he grabs onto you and pulls you into a hug.
Are you feeling distracted yet?
That probably makes me less distracted. Although the closeness is pretty distracting.
Then, would it be alright if I kissed you?
Do you really want that?
Well, I'd like to, if you're feeling the same way.
I'd like that. You pull back a little and face him, and he puts his face towards and kisses you. It's a slow kiss, and he pulls you closer as you kiss. He takes his time as if he's exploring what you respond to. It's authoritative, yet gentle. Feels like it lasts for a long time. Not that you mind. As he breaks the kiss, your world definitely feels lighter. He breaks the hold and swims a lap around the room. You do the same, and after that conversation returns to casual subjects. You tell him about how you're setting up the router and switching system we'll be using once you get to Arctos. You also discuss what to do in the coming days. Seems like there's an idea that you'll keep spending time with the different crew members. Eventually you both get out and get dressed again. He even winks at you. You talk for a while. Things seem a little more normal for a while. You eventually find yourself back at your room. Seems like you really did manage to break the flow of difficult thoughts. Hopefully the future holds less chaos. Maybe even some romance. There is still one thing, however, gnawing on your mind. But perhaps now you'll be able to focus and process what happened with Rex. After a night of rest, you'll find yourself feeling different as you make your way to the canteen for breakfast. And that's as far as we can go on our distant travels right now. I know Gruntsteel is working on a new build, and since I follow him on Itch.io, I will be up to date with when the new build comes out, and rest assured we will be returning to distant travels when I have some more content to record. I believe he's going to be concentrating a bit more on Mike's route, which means there's quite a lot for me to do coming up. So I don't know when that will happen, but it will happen. And we'll be doing more sci-fi next weekend, that's the end of March, as we go in finite space once more. Hopefully you'll be enjoying that one as well. This weekend is the live stream, which marks 6 years of me doing these VN videos. So if you haven't heard, we'll be doing a group reading of the first day of Echo, basically recreating what I did 6 years ago, only with more people. There will be a bit of VN chat and discussion. I'll answer some questions about the channel. My guests might answer some questions as well. It's entirely up to them if they want to get involved in that. And then we'll probably do some jackpot games after that. So it'll be a bit of fun. And we have a number of people hopefully showing up. So I will do a social media post with everyone tomorrow. Just to let you know who is going to be there. But I can mention we'll have Kamazul along. Of course, does the music for Distant Travels. And we have a couple of VN devs showing up, as well as VN readers and myself. So I think that will be a lot of fun. If you can't make it live, which is 2 PM Yukon time, GMT -7, it will be on YouTube recorded, so you can just watch there. But if you are there live during our discussion, I will try and answer questions during the discussion there. We'll see how everything goes. I've only got one screen to work with right now, so I'll have to try and place all my windows correctly to read your questions. But before I go, as always, thanks to my top patrons, who are Kartek, Copus Visser, Bastian, Brian Hall, Tiger Cub, Anna Corval, Dissonance, Grizz, Spiderling, Kopi, Cindy Dragowolf, Evan King, Ngsak, Aaron Fox, Mohammed Al-Zamel, Matt Kenya, Mario Cervantes, Rafu, Bieka, House Most Productions, Nova Starburn, Omar, Smuto, and Andy Peng. And to all my other patrons and donors on Ko-fi, yeah, it really helps for a channel, especially if I need new hardware or new microphones, that kind of thing. It does help me a lot. So, thank you for helping out, and thank you for watching. Whether you started way back with that first Echo episode, or whether you just joined very recently, it's good to have you along. I hope you enjoy what I'm doing here. Until Saturday, thanks for watching, and bye for now.